Australia's facing a baby birth rate crisis. Long gone are the days when we were implored by Treasurer Peter Costello to have one for mum, one for dad and one for the country. Now, as the Mount Lawley maternity unit closes and our birth rate drops to 1.63 births per woman, should we be looking to reinstall the baby bonus scheme? Futurologist Rocky Scopoliti joins us from Sydney. Rocky, it has worked before. Will it work again?
Well, I think we can learn from the past, and that is that that policy some 20 years ago now only created a short blimp, in fact, in terms of our birth rates, and then it dropped back down again. So what I think that shows us, Monica, is that we need much more than just throwing a baby bonus over the fence and expecting that that's going to arrest our declining birth rate.
But our population isn't in decline due to immigration. So is low birth rate really a bad thing?
Well, it's a major global issue. We're now staring into global population decline. And so this is a major issue because this is going to polarise demographics. We're going to increasingly have an ageing population and fewer younger generations that are going to be supporting all the systems, healthcare systems, aged care systems, tax revenue, to support a doubling of the aged care population.
However, Rocky, let's not forget the issues with an increasing human population, because we are already facing climate change. Won't more people that is, expedite that process?
Well, I think the other thing that we've got to keep in mind is that we're living longer, Monica. The average life of an Australian today is kind of in and around the mid-80s. By 2060, as the intergenerational report highlighted, is that that's going to creep up another 10 years. And so we've got to really think about the fact that, the superannuation system, all of the predictions that we've made about longevity, will they support another 10 years?
We have a few viewer comments. We're going to move through them as quickly as we can. Ellie Bradley writes, 20 years ago, $3,000 bought a lot more than $3,000 does now. What sort of financial incentive could help boost the birth rate, Rocky?
What that highlights is that one policy in terms of a single baby bonus in of itself is ineffective, and the data now shows that. We've got to make our policies much sharper and much more holistic in terms of being able to support dual income family.
Natalie Alice writes, it's almost as if by making housing impossible to obtain, people don't feel comfortable bringing children into an unstable environment. What needs to be done to bolster confidence, do you think, Rocky, in starting and perhaps even expanding a family?
Well, this is the problems that we've got, because when you think about it, the first financial impact that young couples have today is student debt, which is sort of stalling all of the life stages significantly. And then you add on top of that the housing and accommodation crisis that we've got here in Australia. And that's forcing couples to really think hard about, firstly, whether they do want children, and secondly, if they do want children, how many they do want to have.
And finally, Paul Mundy says when we had kids before 2004, we didn't need an incentive to have them. Now, right at the start, you said we can learn from the past here. You are a futurologist, but should we be looking to our past for solutions such as the baby boom after the Second World War?
Well, we absolutely should, and we should be looking to countries like Japan, Korea, Canada, France and Sweden and other European nations to learn about the holistic policy settings that we need to coordinate in order to encourage a more inclusive family structure and family planning than what we do today. Throwing a policy over the fence like a baby bonus, we know for a fact is just not going to cut it.
Interesting chat, Rocky. Thank you.
Pleasure.